Hello my lovely people, welcome to my channel. My name is Janet. Today is a gentle exercise to increase the mobility of your hips and also strengthen them. So if you're like me and you sit down all day for your day job, maybe you find a lot of tension sitting in your hips or a little bit of discomfort there. These exercises are really good to do because they're quite gentle on the body. You can do it pretty much lying down on your back and a little bit on the side, and it will improve that mobility and release some of that stress that you have compounded while sitting all day long. Super quick and easy, not at all taxing on the body, and you don't need any equipment, just a little bit of space in the house where you can lie down on your back and then eventually a little bit on the side. If you enjoy these types of exercises that are quite gentle but effective for the body, please let me know by leaving some comments below and let me know what else you want me to work on for you. Definitely liking this video and subscribing to my channel, as it will really help my small channel to grow over time. Now let's find a little bit of spot in the house and let's get started.
Okay team, we're going to start on the ground and pretty much stay there for the rest of the 10 minutes just to open up through your hips. First move is have your legs in tabletop position, and then we're just going to turn the knees inwards towards each other and then out. So you're touching the knees and then heels, knees, heels, starting to improve that mobility of the hips. Now, if your knees don't actually touch or your heels can't touch today, that's okay because you might be a bit stiff in the hips. Just keep those motions turning because that rotator in the hip is able to eventually turn the knees in and out. So like a pigeon knee and then out again. And keep pulling your belly button right into the spine, because we want to keep your torso nice and still. Great. All right, give that little bit of a rest. All right, arms horizontal to the shoulders. We're going to windshield wipe the knees. This is good for your lower back as well as your hip opener. So drop both knees to the right. Inhale back into the middle. Exhale to the left. Bottom leg, if you can, touches to the ground while the top leg is just floating on top. So you're trying to glue your shoulder blades into the floor and swishing in side to side. Good, taking that little rest there. So legs in tabletop position, legs up, open to a V, tap the toes together and then knees together, up, open. So you touch the toes, touch the knees and then straight up, open into a big V, toes touch, knees together and then lift. Good, so toes, knees, lift up, open wide as you can, toes to touch first, knees to touch, and then up we go. So although we're not doing too much of the ab work, pulling your belly button in helps that rest of the body stay nice and still, so you can focus in on that hip improvement. Now again, if it's uncomfortable, you don't draw the knees too close, and you don't have to take the legs too wide either, so make sure you adjust. Good. All right, so we're going to focus in on that right leg. You're going to lift it up in the air, tap the knee on the opposite side with your toes, drop it down, lift up, toes, tap to the knees, drop it down, lift, toes, so bend in the knees to get that right foot to touch to the left knee, lift up high, drop it towards the ground without the back arching. If the back obviously arches, don't go as low with your right leg towards the ground. Good, nice and gentle through that leg. Toes pointed if possible. And just take a little rest there. Reset that body. We're just going to try the other side. So left leg is now pointed if you can. Flex the toes if you get calf cramps. Touch the knee and then come all the way down. Lift up parallel, toes touch, extend and drop. Good. So keep the opposite side of your body nice and planted into the ground. Remember, the range doesn't have to be as high as mine. You do not have to point the toe all the way up towards the roof, especially if your hamstring also is a little bit tight. You might have a little bend in the knees a bit more when you lift that leg up. But over time, hopefully you can improve that flexibility through that whole leg as well as the hips. Drop and lift. Good. All right, turning onto the side. So your right side is down, legs are stacked, tummy muscles pulled in, top hand onto the hip there. We are rotating that top knee down and up. So foot flex in towards the shins, rotating downwards and upwards. Great work. All right, remember if the knee doesn't come all the way down, that's totally fine. And then the twist is going through all the way to the top of the hip. So you're trying to keep the foot sort of in line with the shin there and just try to get that rotation coming through that top hip for me. Down and up. Great, give a little bit of moment and we're just going to move ourselves to the other side. So your left arm is down, elongate out the body, hand onto the hip at the top and just keep rotating that knee down and up. Just making sure we're nice and balanced on both sides. Draw that belly button right into the spine there. Always think about pulling out your torso nice and long because that helps you stabilize through the body so there's no rocking. And then you're just isolating that twist through the top of the hip. Good. All right. Coming down onto the back. So we're going to do a circular motion with the leg. Legs pointed. Round we go with one leg. Round we go with the other leg. So as I'm turning that leg up and around, I'm going to try to keep my opposite side planted on the ground. Whenever you feel the opposite side maybe lifting, so there's a bit of space underneath your bum on the other side, that just means it's not quite stable yet and it's pulling your torso around. So just don't go as wide as I am. So lift up to the roof, maybe just take it out a little bit to the side and then bring it back into center. I generally put my hands onto the hips a little bit just to make sure everything is feeling like it's stable and square. And then we're just rotating it around. Good. Nice swinging with the legs. All right, so we're going to swing the other way now. So this time it's going to go out to the side along the ground. Then we lift it up and bring it back in. Extend out to the side, lift it up and bring it back in. So we're just doing the opposite direction of the circular motions with the legs. So rather than going up first and out, we go stay low to the ground and then bring it out and then lift it back up. Last exercise for today. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. Let me know how you go with your hip rotators. and see what happens if you just do these exercises over time consistently for the next couple of days or even week. See if it feels like if it gets better. Good. And release it all the way out. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, just opening up through those hip flexors a little bit to release. And give yourself a clap. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on the next one. Bye.